All right, Tim.
All right, welcome to the Dirty Cleats podcast. This is my cohort, my partner in crime, Brian Kreutz, and this is Tim Costigan, and we're getting here to talk about some sports today. We're going to talk about the NBA playoffs and a little Major League Baseball, and give you guys more of an insight of like what we like to do and who we like to hang out with. And we went to the Reds game just over the weekend when we almost got blown away by a thunderstorm. But I got to see my triple entente. I've had a list for like 10 years between Trout, Harper, and Ohtani. I saw Trout in New York with my wife. I saw Harper earlier in April with my friend Jeff at the Reds game. And now Brian and I went and got to see Ohtani. And his little nephew Easton is a huge Mookie Betts fan. If you don't know who Mookie Betts is, he's a wonderful, awesome player. But all I heard was, Mookie. And I'm like, sit down. And what was the score? 4-1 Cincinnati Reds.
Well, Easton's 8.
And
he's excited.
He's a great little guy.
He was when we got to see Ohtani play, so that was good.
And I pulled off my 3. Now I don't need to watch baseball for the rest of my life.
Really?
No, I love going to the game. I only watch baseball on TV towards the playoffs and the World Series. But TV, to me, it's just in the middle of July. I want to go outside or do something. I got other things I got to do, you know?
Yeah, you're important. I get it.
Well, that's not what I mean. I like to do my projects that I write down in the winter, in the summer, when I'm not in between not being outside or whatever.
I got you.
I think too many kids nowadays want to stay in there and play on the computer and the phone. Go outside and go to the pool, man.
Now we sound like a bunch of old men, so.
I know, right? Well, we're grumpy old men, right? And that's the name of our little football league.
That is.
So, which I sent Devin Dickens a trade. If you're watching, Devin, there's a trade on your phone. I even Facebook messaged him, but we're not talking about that right now.
Well, you just kind of did, so.
Well, yeah, kind of did.
Okay, so let's talk about the NBA playoffs.
Then we'll flip back to baseball. Sound good?
That sounds good. All right, you go ahead. You've been kind of watching. I've been watching it, but not as much as you have. So
I just scored probably 2 of the coolest cards off of eBay of 2 guys that will probably, if I said it right now, I would probably be right. Luka Doncic and Victor Wembanyama are both going to be Hall of Famers, and I got the rookies within the last month.
That
was literally about 2 weeks before the playoffs where Luka started catching fire.
Yeah, I got a Wembanyama rookie also.
He's going to be a good one. But I mean, Luka's the face of the NBA, and when he leaves, it's Wembanyama. I got the 2 dudes, man.
Yeah, but what about Anthony Edwards for the Minnesota Timberwolves?
I want his. This is a little pricey.
Actually, I just picked one up. Actually,
did you? Good for you.
I paid about $40 for it.
Lucas said that if Anthony Edwards is the next MJ, then Lucas said I'm the next Larry Bird. Thought that was a little funny, but you know,
kind of makes sense. You
know, I'm not sure where they're getting that from. You know,
I don't know, but all right. So for what we know, the championship round looks like Boston's made it there. They swept the Pacers.
Yeah.
They've had a couple close games there.
And they've had a really kind of an easy road, too, though. They played Miami without Jimmy Butler. Then they played, who was the next one? It was Cleveland, and Mitchell was hurt for half the series. And then same thing happened with Halliburton at the end, and then Indiana. So they got 3. They've played the 8, the 4, the 6. That's kind of –
I don't think they're
– be tested when they get to the finals.
I don't think they're as strong as everybody thinks they are.
I actually think they are with Porzingis, but without him, I think they're the same old. If Porzingis gets in there and plays healthy, even though I want Dallas to win, I don't know if they can against Boston, especially because Boston has home court. It means a lot in the NBA.
Yeah, it does. But on the western side of the playoffs, you got Dallas and you got Minnesota.
Yeah,
and
I think Dallas wraps that up in 6. I think Dallas is going to lose again, and then they're going to be so pissed off they're going to go back home and they're going to win it. But you know what? This is a crazy stat to watch. It's a game tonight, right? It's tonight.
Yeah, 8:00. Yep.
8:00. Okay. Kyrie Irving, if you ever saw the stat flash on your TV, is 14-0 in close-out playoff games in the NBA. That means today's a closeout. So that means that they should beat them. Because the last game was actually an extension of the series, I believe. Because I believe that was game 4, so I don't think they count through 4. But
Gotcha.
5, 6, and 7 is considered closeout. So with him being undefeated, it's a big stat.
It is. But like I think I saw today that there's never been a team that came back from being down 3-0 to win the whole
Ever,
series.
no, 0.
Yeah.
So that too, and then Kyrie. I mean, that's a little mountain to climb for the Minnesota. What do they call them? The Minnesota Timber Puppies.
Timberwolves, yes.
No, they call them the Timber Puppies.
I got you. I'd like to see Minnesota pull it off.
I would too, but I've been hearing rumors that Luka might not even stay in Dallas, and I can't see how that's gonna. I think it's gonna stay.
I thought they signed him to an extension already.
Right, and then I've heard that he's not going to stay there. I'm like, how do you sign an extension and then he's not? I don't know.
But like, I was watching Game 3 of the Minnesota and Dallas game, and that was the one before Minnesota won the other night. And I was a little concerned. They don't look like their offense didn't look like it was in sync at all.
Dallas or Minnesota? Which one?
Minnesota, my bad. Minnesota's offense didn't look like it was very in sync. It looked like it was kind of out of control.
Right.
And then, what's his name? The Gobert for Minnesota didn't seem like he could really play much defense this time. And
I think I've told you this before. I don't think Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns on the same team is actually a good thing at all. Because Karl Anthony Towns is an amazing 5, okay? He's a center that can shoot the 3. But when he plays power forward, I don't really think – I'm not saying he's horrible, but he's not like Kevin Durant or a power forward, like a lengthy wingspan kind of shooting here and there, around dribbling in kind of guy. You know what I mean? I think if you have Karl Anthony Towns, I don't think that they need them both. It helps them in a foul trouble situation because two big guys, we got two big guys. But you could go out and get a bigger guy like Anthony Davis. If you were to pair Anthony Davis with Karl Anthony Towns, you might as well hand Minnesota the title because with Anthony Edwards, they would never lose.
You mean Anthony Davis, or right?
With Edwards and Davis and Cat together, all three of them, and take Gobert out of the equation. There's a money thing, you know.
The only thing with Davis is you got to worry about his injury history. He's always
but he's still a good player.
He's been in the league for a while, but he feels like he's older than what he is.
Can I do a shout out real quick for just one place? Yeah. Real quick. It's not a person. It's for the University of Kentucky Wildcats, and I'm not a Wildcat fan, but I don't hate them. But some of those guys they produce in the pros that all come from UK, like Jamal Murray, Devin Booker, Karl Anthony Towns. UK is really John Calipari. I know people knock the guy, but he is getting them ready for the NBA. He's not doing what he wasn't doing what he should have done at UK. But those guys, when they get to the NBA, something must be clicking in. You got Tyler Hero, John Wall. You got Rajon Rondo, who used to play. These guys are good, especially their guards. I mean, they're not good players.
They've had some good players. They've had some good players, but there's not. From what I could see, they're not really superstar caliber players. I mean,
in the NBA,
well.
You mean in the NBA? Yeah. What do you mean? Anthony Davis and Cat are not star caliber players?
They're okay. Cat's up and coming. Davis is my thing with Davis. He's always hurt.
Devin Booker? You're kidding me, right?
Booker's getting better.
What NBA are you watching?
I'm just saying, like you mentioned, guys like John Wall and them guys.
He was really good. He's older now. I'm talking about all the ones as a whole. Okay, I'm not talking about individually every guy, but when Tyler Hero is not hurt, that guy's probably like one of the best top 5 percentile in the league. Jamal Murray just came off a national title team, championship team. Some of them guys are really good, man. You must be out there watching something else in the summer, not the NBA playoffs.
I'm watching a little bit here and there. I don't watch it as much as most people do, but
I know you watch it. You're still a Jazz fan, though, and we know they're never going to win one.
A little bit, yeah. I'm actually starting to come around on the Timberwolves, though, man. I think
jumping the old bandwagon.
Hey, I mean, you got to jump somewhere.
Right.
Usually I don't jump bandwagons, but what I like about, even though they did look a little out of sorts the other day, I do like that they actually play like an old school team. Yes, they have people that shoot threes, but they do have two big guys that play inside.
So you actually I can see it why you like it,
Yeah. That's more my style.
The way the NBA is today, it's more the guards,
Yeah.
But the way it should be is the way the Timberwolves are actually structured.
Yeah, that's how I like it.
Saying.
That's why I like them. I mean,
I like the European game, honestly. So that's why that's actually why I like Nikolai Jokic and Luka Doncic. I just like the way they play the basketball, and they're so offensively sound. But then defensively, especially Luka, they're not good. Luka can't stop me or you driving in on him. Probably he just stand there.
He might have trouble. He's not that quick.
Well, especially you.
Maybe
they call you the Charles Barkley of the Vanilla Charles, don't they? When you used to rebound in St. Michael's when we were little.
It's been a long time.
You used to throw Mike Hoss around like a rag doll.
That was a long time ago. That was shit. Watch my language. That was probably 30-something years ago, man.
Yeah, no, you got Kevin O'Day is like way up here, and everybody else is down here, and you're grabbing all the rebounds.
Now,
shout out to Kevin O'Day.
Yeah, that probably made him feel good. That's if he doesn't. He probably doesn't even watch, so it's all right.
Well, if he does, we'll find out.
Excuse me, but yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that it's going to be Dallas and Boston in the finals. But let's be honest, it's probably going to be. I'm hoping Minnesota and Boston in the finals, but realistically, it's probably going to be Dallas and Boston.
I was going to say, I hope we're not saying that the wrong way there.
Yeah.
It's going to be Dallas and Boston because the other team's going to come back from 3-0 and win that series.
Yeah. Man, you got some porn music playing there? What's going on?
It's my ringtone for my ringtone.
Is that how? Never mind.
Come on, man. We got to get this. This is PG. Keep this PG.
Would you like
I want to take a moment to apologize to our fans because I've had a tooth problem for a long time, and now I got kind of like a retainer in here, so it makes me talk slower and enunciate, which I'm trying so hard to do, and I'm working with a speech therapist, but I don't want you to get discouraged. Just listen to Brian and just watch me talk. It's kind of a fun segment. This is the coolest podcast I've ever known.
Okay. We have some things we have some things that we're trying and improving on, but yeah.
We're taking this we're going to take this podcast to new heights. I don't think you understand what I meant there.
No, I did. All I heard was crickets. Crickets. Anyway, so moving on. We talked about basketball a little bit, but let's talk about our little adventure to the baseball game. It's kind of fun.
You go ahead. It's your nephew. You tell the story.
Yeah, we took Easton with us. I bought him tickets back in before his birthday because he's a big Dodgers fan. So I got him for his birthday present. He's always wanted to see Mookie Betts play, and he's pretty excited. He was all decked out in all of his Dodger gear, Yep. So we went. We got there. We had really good seats. Mookie Betts led off. I think he got a single or a double to start with. Easton was really excited.
And that's about where it ended for the Dodgers.
Pretty much. I mean, the Reds came through, that's for sure.
So did the thunderstorm. That came through, too.
Well, we missed it. We got to walk over so not to jump ahead, but, yeah, it was with 80% chance of thunderstorms that day.
Mm-hmm. Time.
And about the fourth or fifth inning, we decided to leave because it was getting very, very, very stormy looking. So we walked across what bridge is that? I want to
say that's the Southgate Taylor, but it's by the aquarium.
I
work at the aquarium.
So yeah, we stayed till about the fourth or fifth inning. Got to see all the guys play. Got to see Ella De La Cruz hit play. Got to see
Shohei
Ohtani. The Ohtani didn't do much, honestly.
He didn't when we were there. I don't know if he did anything in the game at the final, but when we left, he was 0 for 2.
Yeah, so we stayed around, watched the game a little bit.
What was that? Was that a whip?
That was my phone.
Making comments about my phone. Washoo!
Ooh. But
Watch yourself.
oops, I should have put it on silent. Don't worry, it's not.
I might want to do that while I'm at it.
Don't worry about it. It's not Amanda cracking the whip. It's all good.
We don't know what happens at your house.
That's true. But anyway, getting back to it. So about the fourth inning, it started getting nasty. So we walk across the bridge, and we enjoyed the game. We went to Five Guys, hung out there. But what I would say, that's the first time I've been to a Reds game in probably a couple of years.
Yeah.
It's the first game I got to experience with the pitch clock, and it really made the game go quicker.
It went a lot quicker.
Yeah, and they've really done a lot of cool things at the stadium.
And they rank that now like within the top 10 of all the stadiums in MLB. It's considered like, I think it's what comes in at number 9. Out of all the stadiums, it's the 9th best stadium to go to and watch a game.
Gotcha.
And I can see it. It's a good stadium.
Yeah, it's a really good stadium.
Jeff Kesson and I were talking about back out in the outfield and right field that they would have moved that boat that they hang out in and party at in the left center. If they would have moved that over and put a couple boats up there, Jeff says he wanted to have like 3 boats and make the top boat large barge. And then if you hit it out of there over into the river like McCovey Cove.
That would be cool. That would be cool.
That's a little bit of a pricey renovation to do that, move that thing around, you know?
Well, I mean, as much money as they make, they could probably do it. So
yeah, if they wanted to.
Yeah. So, I mean, what did you think of the game? Did you enjoy the experience? I mean, you and Easton.
I got to pull off my guy, dude. I got my free guy. It's been like 11 years because Aaron and I went to New York and Boston in 2013. Okay, so we went to the Yankees game. I saw Trout, like I said earlier, and then we went to Boston and took a tour because I want to go back to Boston and watch the game from there.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I want to watch 2 baseball games in 2 or 3 days, you know?
Yeah.
I wanted to sightsee. So we went on the tour of Fenway. And if you ever get a chance to go to Boston, go to the tour in Fenway, and they show you the red seat out in the outfield where Ted Williams hit that ball, and you can see it clear as day when you're looking out from behind home plate and all that up on the deck where they had the tour at. It's amazing. Yeah. I mean, Boston and New York, if you want to go to a trip about baseball, go to those 2 because that was really worth the price.
Yeah, I'd definitely like to – go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say I saw Trout, and then I ended up seeing Harper and now Ohtani, so it's done, man. I'm done.
I was pretty happy to see El De La Cruz, man. I was pretty jacked.
If I had to pick 2 more guys that I want to see, that one's just came up and the other one's coming up soon, it's going to be Todd Holliday's sons. The 2 of them.
Gotcha. Excuse me. Gotcha. But as far as Boston, I've never been. I've always wanted to go check it out.
You got to go. It's a nice town.
I mean, not only is it the Red Sox thing that I want to see, but it's also the hometown of Aerosmith, and they're one of my number 1 all-time bands.
Somebody told me that. I'm not sure who it was.
It was probably me.
Yeah,
probably. They're my all-time favorite. So
they're pretty good.
You know, actually going to see them in October.
I remember when you and I didn't we see them in their little thing in the Hall of Fame, or were they in there yet?
No, they weren't in there yet.
They weren't in there yet.
That wasn't until I want to say that was like 98 or 99 when they
probably a couple of years after we went there.
Yeah, we went in, what is it, 96?
Sounds familiar. Yeah, probably. I think so.
We saw SummerSlam, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. That was really cool. But what else are we going to talk about?
Well, how about this one? Let me just ask you a question. What's your favorite ballpark you've ever been to? You don't have to name every one you went to. What's your favorite the one you like the most?
Well, it's definitely not the Tampa Bay Devil Rays place.
That's the worst.
That place is trash.
That might be the bottom of the barrel, dude.
I honestly have to say, when we went to go to Baltimore and see Camden Yards, that was the coolest one, actually.
That was your number 1?
Yeah, it was really cool. I like the whole setup of the warehouses around there, and you know, you got the whole district, the food district there with the the boats and all that stuff.
You're talking about the harbor, yeah. We went to my mom and dad.
Yeah, that was actually really cool.
I don't know who I would actually pick because I've been to 12, and the only game I didn't watch was obviously Boston. But if I had to really pick, oh god, It's probably between Boston and New York because the New York new stadium. I've never been to the old one, but that new one with Babe Ruth's grotto, that just gives it chills, man.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like New York's a lot. It was a good stadium. And Boston's was just awesome, but I want to get back there to watch a game to be able to make the opinion of which one of them two I actually like better.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'd have to say that Camden Yards is probably my favorite.
Camden Yards is probably my number 3.
Cleveland was pretty cool, but Canyon Yards was really sweet too.
Camden Yards is awesome.
I haven't been to a lot of.
What do you think about the standings? I mean, have you been looking at them and watching them?
A little bit. I think the Reds are sitting with. Let me look at them again.
Dead last right now.
Dead last.
Yeah.
They swept. They did sweep the Dodgers this weekend. The last game we went to.
Yep.
But I don't know.
And yet the Dodgers are still 6.5 up on San Fran and San Diego in the division that doesn't have anybody but the Dodgers.
Yeah.
The thing I don't like about baseball, and I'm going to say this honestly from the bottom of my heart, when you look at the standings right now, and it's like just going into June, you could say probably 80 percentile that the guys who picked to win the division are probably going to win the division.
More than likely, yeah.
The competitive teams are so spread out but yet they're not the same divisions. Only have like 1 or 2 teams that compete.
Oh yeah, so
I got two competing teams and 3 teams that just don't do anything.
I mean, I got the standings up right now, just looking at them. But like I said, the Reds are 8.5 back.
Yeah,
it's going to be a tough hill to climb there. St. Louis, I mean, they don't have a team really to compete, but they're sitting in second place to Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee's going to take that division.
If I had to run down and tell you who would take every division right now, it's every team that is probably in first, with the exception of the only one I'm not sure of. Will come down to the wire will be the Yanks and the Orioles.
That's what I was just getting ready to say.
Every other one, whoever's in first right now, will probably win.
Because Orioles are only a game and a half out of first place to the
I think, honestly, if I had to pick who I want to see win the World Series, I'm going for Seattle Mariners because they've never been. They're the only team in baseball to never go to a World Series.
Huh.
I don't know if you knew that or not.
What about the Devil Rays? Have they been to the World Series?
Because they went to the World Series. They played Tampa in like 05, 06, and they lost. Tampa played Philly, and they lost.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah, but I don't remember what year it was exactly.
What about Colorado? They've been to the World Series?
Yeah, the year I moved there, they got swept by Boston.
Gotcha.
So there's only, if you look it up, the only team to never go ever is Seattle. And to think about that, Ken Griffey Jr., how did that happen? A-Rod, I can't get that through my head, honestly.
It was just a different time, man.
Well, it was the year, it was 01, because when Arizona won theirs and beat New York right after 9/11, Seattle was supposed to beat New York, but they lost that last game, I think it was.
Gotcha. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Seattle win. They're a pretty good sports town, and they need
it. They need it.
Yeah, I mean, with Seattle, I mean, the one thing I think that's tragic is that they lost the Supersonics.
Speaking of that, do you think they're coming back?
Yeah, I heard that because from what I heard is that the NBA is wanting to expand to 2 more teams.
Yep.
And I heard one's going to be Seattle, and the other one they're going to put a team in Vegas, actually.
That's what I heard, too. And I'm sure that's where they're going to go. Why would they not? Because that arena for the Aces, the women's team in Vegas, should be enough to put the men right there already. And I believe they've already built another arena for the Supersonics, even though they're not even there.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I think the women's team, the Storm, plays there, but it's big enough for the men to go in that one. So, the Supersonics need to come back.
I think Seattle got really hosed on that one. I think that was a real tragedy, honestly.
Well, it's kind of like what happened to Cleveland when Baltimore walked away.
Yeah, but they got their team back, though. So
right, and that's why I think if the first team to get an NBA team, if they expand, has to be Seattle.
Yeah.
It's only fair.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I think the Supersonics will be back. I always liked their uniforms and their colors and Sean Kemp and Gary Payton and all them guys. So
I remember in 1996 when they were in I think it was 96, they were in the finals against Chicago, MJ and Pippen. And me and you were down there at Kelly Brown's house, playing basketball in their front driveway.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Eating pizza and watching basketball. No wonder I'm so pudgy. I don't even eat pizza at all anymore. I'm holding on for Kelly Brahman in 1996 over here.
There you go. So, okay, we got about, let's go for another 5 minutes. We're at 25 minutes. So let's wrap it up with things you're looking forward to in the next few months. Like, we got summertime, Memorial Day is just over with. Like,
they got
summertime.
They got the pool up at the condo, and we got 2 pools here. So
that's cool.
One's at the other end by Jeff, and one's down in the front by me. So I just walk to the front one. All I do is literally open my back door, walk down the hill, walk right into the pool.
Well, there you go. That's not bad.
Yeah. You can come over here and go whenever you want if you ever want to come over.
So you're looking forward to the pool. There's nothing else you're looking forward to?
I want to do more things this summer than I've done before, because a lot of times in the summer I feel like I tend to sit in and soak up the AC and don't get out enough, you know?
Gotcha, yeah.
And I just need to exercise more.
Same here, so do I.
I've gone from September of 23, I was 286. Now I'm down to, I weighed myself today at 238 and some change.
Damn, that's nice.
238 and some change.
Does it change? Yeah.
The change, you never know. Changes a little here, changes a little there.
Could be. Yeah, I'm not a lightweight myself. I have some work to do, too. So.
Or plus tax. You could say plus tax. 238 plus tax.
Oh, yeah.
You can say whatever you want, you know?
Yeah, pretty much. 238 and a couple Whoppers, There you go.
There you go.
But yeah, I'm really looking forward to. So we're planning a trip to go to Niagara Falls at the end of June because Amanda's school schedule she has a break and we got passports.
So will you be able to sit in and do the podcast from Niagara Falls?
It's possible. I mean, we're driving,
cool.
so.
Even if it'll be for like 10 minutes or so, we can have you sitting in from the falls behind you and stuff, all the water.
That's actually a good idea. We might make some people
jealous. It would be very cool.
But yeah, we're really looking forward to that.
And I could go to like the sports bar that night and do it from there. We could do this thing like different places.
There you go. We're taking the podcast, to another country. So,
Well, one thing that I did do that happened just back in May, at the middle of May, the Newport Aquarium celebrated 25 years at the being open.
Oh, wow.
And I was part of in the party.
That's pretty cool.
And I worked with the Penguins yesterday.
I will say one thing about the aquarium. I mean, it's one of your places you work at. It's really cool, but the whole setup to me is kind of a scam.
What do you mean?
Because it's all set up to where you go in, right? And at the very end, if you have little kids with you, right? At the very end, you have to go through the shop, the
cafe,
to get out.
In the gift shop.
The gift shop to get out, man. You can't.
Of course, they thought about that. Why would they not think about that?
It's like, have you ever taken the little kid there? Like 5 or 6 years old.
Our nieces and nephews. I let my sister-in-law Whitney walk up in front of us, and then I just kind of stay back. So when they started asking for things, because actually Hillary's son, her 2 sons and her husband were down to see us, and Tom and Hillary. And Hillary's one son was crying so hard because he wanted the penguin stuffed animal. So what I did was I got one for work because when I won the contest, I kept it and gave it to him when I saw him.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I just think that whole set. I think the whole thing's cool. I think it's.
I know what you're saying, though. I agree.
It's very scammy. Like, come on, man. Like, right at the end, you have to walk through the gift shop.
I get that.
They get you for tickets and like, hey, I want a stuffed whatever stuff.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. There was a stuffed turtle, and you know how much it cost?
Probably about $100.
Yeah, I mean, real big. It was $250.
Jeez, oh, Pete.
Yep.
What are you going to do with that? I mean, seriously.
Well, let me tell you this. There are some famous people and some very wealthy people that come through there. They put 2 of them up there, so that's $500. And within one day, both of them were gone.
Really?
Yep.
Do you think they went home and
people buy it, dude?
Do you think they took it home and tried to ride it or something? What do you think?
It was probably a Bengal giving it to a Red giving it to his daughter or son.
Could have been.
$500. Bam.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's my only thing with the aquarium. I really like it. I think it's awesome, but that's really my only.
We just don't go that way.
You have to.
I know. You do. I don't. You do.
I mean, you probably like it because it helps pay your salary, but like I'm walking through, like, thank goodness all the kids, my niece and nephew and my bonus daughter Amelia is all old enough to where they won't really go through there and want it. So
now from now on, we're going to call it last week's the Kansas City Chiefs rant, and we're going to call this week's the Newport Aquarium rant.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Well, now we're even. We're not doing the rant anymore.
It's not really ranting. It's just commenting.
I don't want to go through that gift shop.
Like, would you? Like, if it wasn't paying you, I don't know. I'm just saying, like,
if I could afford anything, then I'd probably buy it all. The only problem is, when you're working, when you're working paycheck to paycheck, it ain't so easy,
Oh, I know. I get it. But yeah, so I mean,
you're Daddy Warbucks. You're the one that, call
far
your Daddy
from it.
Warbucks.
I'm far from it. But yeah, summertime, I'm looking forward to our trip. And then the fall, I'm looking forward to football season and our football draft. So for our fantasy league, I'm definitely pumped up about that. Mm-hmm. So how about you?
I've been looking at my numbers of whether if I make a trade to move up with being at 7. But there's a guy at 7 that I totally spaced out about the fact that I could probably possibly get Amon-Ra St. Brown or Breece Hall. And I'm thinking if I don't keep Rodgers and I keep Burrow, I can get Breece Hall. Not Breece Hall. I'm sorry.
I got Breece Hall as my keeper.
I meant the receiver, Garrett Wilson.
I
messed the name up. I wasn't talking about the running back. I was talking about the receiver.
I got you.
That's why you were looking funny.
I was like, what the hell?
I meant Garrett Wilson because he's going to be good.
Gotcha. I think so.
You wouldn't want him anyway because you got Breece Hall. You got Breece Hall. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. So, I don't know, man. I'm pretty excited, though, but I'm looking forward to the summertime and everything else that comes behind it. So
I am, too.
Yeah. So, anything else you want to –
one more thing before we wrap it up. What kind of things do you like to do besides sports and music? I know you obviously like, the Aerosmith and you like your Cubbies and you like your Eagles.
Yeah.
You used to like the Cubbies.
Long time ago, yeah.
What kind of things do you like to do? You know what I like to do, Brian? You probably never known about me. I like to collect different things from different kind of walks of life I think are going to be important later on down the road. I can pass on to someone else. Okay. I'll give you an example. A Funko Pop of Queen Elizabeth II and her little corgi dog. That's my Aaron and my Annie right there.
I gotcha.
Aaron and Annie in a box. Look at this one.
Gotcha.
See if you see this one here.
Wow.
Wizard of Oz.
Okay, now I see it. Okay. That's weird. Okay, that's cool.
I know, but I just collect souvenirs.
Okay. So as long as you ain't collecting human hair or anything, I guess you're good.
No human hair.
I like, obviously I love sports. I love spending time with my family. I do collect comic books and read. I actually can read. And then
we know you can read. What do you mean?
Well, some people might, they might be like, "Oh, it's a picture book. It's not really reading. It's a picture book."
That's dumb.
But it's fun. That's some of the things I like to do. I really do like to spend time with family, though. That's kind of my biggest thing.
You're a good dad and you're a good husband. And you should start your own miniseries called The King of Anderson.
The King of Anderson. Yeah.
Because then that way Amelia can be involved, and it's not exactly the King of Queens with your father-in-law living in the basement.
Gotcha. Yeah.
The KOA, the King of Anderson.
That could work. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, one of my biggest things, I love listening to music, and I mainly like classic rock and rock music. But
my favorite genre of music is definitely for sure country, but it's going to sound weird. My favorite album of all time, I can't remember the actual name of the album. I think it Smells Like Teen Spirit. It's the one with Nirvana.
Yeah, it's Nirvana, yeah.
Is that the name of the album?
No, the name of the album is...
I can't remember what it's called.
It's Nevermind, I think. Yeah, Nevermind.
You're probably right. Yeah, that's my favorite album I've ever listened to. Those songs, yeah, it's weird. You wouldn't think I'd like Nirvana, but if Kurt Cobain would have lived, I think that band would have been the best band of all time.
I don't know.
It very well could have been.
It could have been, but I don't know. Now,
think about how good they were already. And he was in like, was he in his 20s? Or early 30s? How old was he when he passed away?
He died at 27. Like, we
were seniors in high school.
Yeah, there's a curse of the 27, so I think it was Jimi Hendrix. Okay, so like Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, and there's a few other ones. They all died at the age of 27.
Wow.
So yeah,
I was almost 2 years before that.
I want to say maybe Amy Winehouse was about the same age. I can't remember, but
yeah, I was 25 when I had the stroke.
Oh wow!
Because the last time it was me and you were moving my furniture in my apartment with me. Yeah. And about a couple of days later, it actually happened, and then that's where I lost touch with you because I was in the hospital for like a good week, and I was rehabbing for a couple months, and it took a long time. I mean, that was 2001, and now we're in 2024, and I'm finally getting my mind back. 23 years later.
Gotcha.
But I've had a run, brother, and I've had a fun life, and I've had a lot to you. You're a good friend, and I love this podcast.
Well,
love that guy over there.
I love you too. This is a good podcast, man. And you guys,
I told you we're going to take it to new heights.
We've been friends for a long time. We've been really good friends, but yeah. It's been this podcast has been nice. I'm just hoping that
I think go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted again. Nope,
that's okay. I'm just hoping that we keep on growing. I'd love to just see this thing.
I just want to go to Five Guys again and get some peanuts and play with my nuts. Remember when Easton was playing with his peanuts? I said, quit playing with your nuts.
Yeah. On that note, I think we might get
time to go.
Well, we'll see you guys next week. We might actually do a couple shows next week. I think our schedules are kind of more open next week. So, don't know what we're going to talk about, but I'm sure it'll be fun. But till then, have a good day and make sure you get your cleats dirty. Have a good day.
See you later.
Bye-bye. See you.